Hello, I'm Christine! After years of waiting, the Mortal Instruments City of Bones movie has finally been released! So, the City of Bones movie. As you know, I went into this with really high expectations. I mean, I've been expecting high expectingness since the first trailer because the trailers have been cut really well. And then, yesterday, the Rotten Tomatoes score went up and it was at 20%. I'm really nervous about the Rotten Tomatoes score because I trust Rotten Tomatoes. I do. I hate to say it. Most of the time, they're pretty on the ball. Okay? They're pretty. But I did not hate the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I don't think you can go to this movie as a fan like I am, like a lot of you are, and not like it to the point where you're like, I hated that. I liked things, I didn't like things. I'm gonna go through them all. I would give it a C. It felt like a bunch of action sequences mashed together with not enough dialogue in between to properly develop anything that was going on or properly develop any of the characters. It's a long friggin' book, and even this book you don't get that much character development. It's a lot of world building. That is something that can be fixed in a movie, but they tried to include everything, whereas they should have thinned some things out so that the things that they did follow were clear. We open up in New York City, shots of the city, and we go to Clary's house. My favorite scene in the film, I think, was the kidnapping scene in the beginning with Jocelyn when she was on the phone with Clary and everyone was just calling each other. I just thought that was really well done, and actually, that brought tears to my eyes, seeing Clary run for her mom and Jocelyn fighting. I think they did a really good job with the CGI, with the demons. That could have been a huge issue. They were creepy. That scene in the kitchen when Clary blew up that demon and then we got to see the mush kind of coming back together. Oh, it looks so real and disgusting. I really loved it. Ruins really were not explained. We didn't have any Forsaken, which would have helped explain how ruins can't be put on humans because they turn into freaking weird monster things and die. That would have helped. Really, we just see the tattoos and what they mean. And to a regular person's eyes, that looks like a tattoo that means something in a different language. When in reality, it gives them abilities, and it's put on with a special stick called stele. Never explained. They just take out their pretty glowing crown pens and draw on themselves. Okay, I think Isabel was fantastic. Jemima West. She's not as tall as Isabel. She's not as curvy, but she has it. She's got her whip going, and oh, it was so cool. There's even this one shot where she like takes down the chandelier, and it's kind of cheesy because we don't get to see what she's taking down, and they have this really loud whip noise that they added in. But whatever. Her face when they did it, like, yeah, Simon. Robert Sheehan is great. His American accent is great. I really like that we got to see a lot of Isabel-Simon interaction. Sissy! Yeah, bitches. You know what's ridiculous? The Spider-Man scene. He gives him back his glasses. It's like, I don't seem to need them anymore. That was random that they stuck in that allusion to vampirism because he's not a vampire yet. It was also fun to hear some classic lines from the book kept in the movie when Simon bursts into the apartment and Jocelyn goes, Jesus! And he's like, nope, just me. He didn't say that. I know the resemblance is startling, but still, I like that. How quickly you dismiss our love. The love triangle in this movie. The triangle. I really don't feel like it was done well. I didn't feel any chemistry between Jason and Clary. And I think a big part of that is the score. The guy who did the score came in last minute, had no time to think about it. He says in interviews, it's so melodramatic. It swells and gets really loud. It makes it feel cheesy. It makes everything feel less important and more teeny boppy, and oh, it hurt. In the very beginning, we're just learning about the angelic ruin and she draws it on a post-it. The music comes out, dun 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 dun. Ah! Turn it down. And it happens again and again when Clary sees them in the club. When they stab the guy and she screams, it's enough to see her scream and just hold on her face. But no, we hold on her face for like an hour. Dun dun dun! Dramatic pause! Oh my god, the scene where Clary decides she has to write on her hand to stop these shadow demons from coming, right? We go into slow motion for a good minute. Just get it off and draw it on! Can we talk about the midnight flower? Shall we talk about the midnight flower scene? They climb down the stairs, Clary weirdly trips, And then Demi Lovato just surges up this loud pop music. Just so out of place. This is not a movie where I want random pop music swelling up in the background. It's not. Turn off Demi Lovato! We're having a moment here! The Clary and Jace romance just felt underdeveloped to me. I don't like Jamie as Jace. It's completely deadpan the whole time. And the thing is, my Jace kind of is snarky, but he's not completely deadpan. He's not like, he smiles, he smirks, he acts cocky. This Jace is just like a deadpan weirdo. And I hate to say it, but Jamie looks really anorexic. That scene where he has his shirt off when she opens the door, I don't know if that was supposed to be hot, but I was concerned for his health watching the movie. I don't know why this Clary likes Jace. He's not appealing at all to me. Oh, Magnus. See, Magnus looked perfect. Magnus acting, he was missing that sass that makes Magnus Magnus, and so he didn't even stand out as a character to me at all. He was just so mellow. The Silent Brothers, I really liked that set. I really liked even the talking through the mind. Didn't feel cheesy, it felt scary, and I liked that. What I don't get is why we couldn't just do what we did in the book and have it blocked to the point where we only see the word Bane. It was a waste of time to go through those memories because we already knew everything she saw. Clary wakes up and she's possessed again. She's writing the inverted dots on the floor. Excuse me, Jace, do you read random dot? Can we just talk about Batman Valentine? For real, Valentine clearly thinks he's Batman. How could you ever think that guy is charming? How is it plausible that Jocelyn ever fell in love with him? Jocelyn, let's have children. You look hot today. How could that ever not be creepy? Movie Valentine has lost all his depth as a character because he's just this evil being, whereas book Valentine is super interesting because he does have this love for Jace. He does think of him as his son. Book Valentine has silver hair, wears a suit, and is very well spoken. He's a charming guy. He's very charismatic. He's like a politician. This Valentine, not so much. I can't picture that guy giving a speech. I'm Valentine. I do flips off balconies. The Valentine backstory with the circle that was mashed up and weird. He did not use the mortal cup to experiment on his children. Why was Valentine trying to make her drink his blood in a cup? Explain that to me, please. First of all, we know Valentine's blood is fucked up, first of all. Second of all, the cup makes you into a shadow hunter. Nothing else. Nothing else. And it didn't make sense with mythology, and they didn't rewrite the mythology to make it make sense to the viewer. No! Why did we have the climactic scene in the Institute? Why didn't we go to Renwick's? Why didn't we go to anywhere else where it would be plausible and he could open up a portal and bring in all the demons? I thought they couldn't set foot on hallowed ground. And it's not like Alicante where there are demon wards. It's hallowed ground. Dorothea stepping into the sunlight. She's a greater demon. The whole thing in the book is that the sunlight is what kills it. What's happening? Back to that scene where Clary freezes the demons, right? They're frozen. We stand there and stare at them frozen. And they start walking through them without killing them. Isabel's got her seraph blades. All she's gotta do is this. Dead. But let's wait till they come back to life. And then we can attempt to kill them. Also, don't believe that Valentine, expert killer, trained for years and years, can be kicked into a portal by his 18-year-old untrained shadow hunter daughter. Her kick would do nothing. He'd stumble like 2 inches back. He would be on guard and just catch her foot. The little things. And it's okay if there's like 1 or 2 little things, but there's so many. It adds up so hard and it just bogs it down. Let's just talk about this whole portal mantra because it was ridiculous and it really bothered me. Jason starts talking about the portal. It's a natural entity. We built the institute around it. Why are you saying that? Henry clearly invented the portal, completely chopped the canon of the book in half. Then we've got this thing, like the portal is made of water. He takes out a piece of bubble of portal, puts it next to Clary's hair, and then goes back and sticks his hand in it so he can stroke her. What is happening? That was so unneeded and so uncute. A disembodied hand touching your face. Then, the line that they've studied their whole lives. times to envision how to use the portal, or else we could end up in limbo, okay? He tells Clary one sentence about how to use it. She manages to end up in loop. Why couldn't you just be like the book and just say you envision where you want to go and you end up there? Because that's what happened. Why did you have to contradict yourself in the movie? Then the portal freezes when we put the knife in it, explodes, and somehow we end up in an indoor snowstorm. What happened? Why is it snowing? I mean, even if it exploded and everything kind of froze over in snow, it wouldn't still be snowing magically inside the room. Okay, Valentine has this line. You ever wondered where there's talents? Why you're so talented? You have so many different talents. What talents are you talking about exactly? Clary doesn't really know that she can draw ruins yet. Her talent is to pull objects and put them back into paper. There's a ruin that can do that. Am I remember that incorrectly? That she draws a ruin in the corner of the page and then that can happen? She can just throw stuff into paper. I found it a little strange that when Isabel was rattling off all the different downworlders, she just didn't throw in fairies. She left that out when there's clearly fairies going on a lot in the next book. Another stupid little thing that just really... why no censor? Why we don't have a censor? Instead, let's check out this random unexplained ash and dump it on the floor. And then we have this wasted time on these two doofuses that Valentine's got. I don't like the basement. I don't want to chuck down there. What was the point of that scene? Another thing that we could have cut and had more time for dialogue to make the movie better and more developed is that Luke scene when we went to find him in his house and they were continuously slapping him, asking for the cup. After Luke said that he didn't care about them, we could have just left shop. I'm actually really interested to know what was cut from the film. I think my favorite fight scene was the vampire one. Oh my god! The scene where they're coming out of Dumont and climbing up the roof, right? And Clary falls on top of Jace. Now, he could just fall on top of Jace for like half a second and then get up and be like, oh. But we stay on them for a good 20 seconds. It's like Simon's standing right there. You were just chased by a horde of angry vampires. But no, let me lay on top of Jace for like a good minute. This is fine. This is perfectly comfortable. I didn't feel like there was any chemistry there. I just felt awkward. Like, get up! Why don't we just have them sit on top of each other for an hour? Just stare at them. And then we have the whole end. Then Clary goes back to her apartment, which is okay, whatever, but she suddenly turns into Mary Poppins. Just draws a little rune on her hand. Now I'm telepathic. I'm watching this just like, no. I said it out loud in the theater because I was just so appalled that they would put something like that in. That is not what runes do. I enjoyed myself. As frustrated as I am, I think I have to see it again because the first time, what really stands out are the things that you hate. Let me know what you thought of the movie. What would you give it? Like I said, I think I give it a C. I don't have the heart to give it any lower, and I don't think I can give it any higher. As a film person and a story lover, it wasn't developed enough. It wasn't... I need to see it again. Maybe I'll like it better the second time. I probably will like it better the second time, but that doesn't mean that it is any better than it was the first time. It's still gonna have those same problems. They just won't stand out to me because I'm kind of numb to them. Like I said, I did not hate the movie, so don't take that out of this. This is first book to movie syndrome. Like the second movie, I'll be expecting it to be like this. But the first time, your hopes are so high because you have so much love for the book that you're gonna want to pick out all those things that they did wrong and discuss them. And it's only because I love it so much that these disappointing things are so disappointing. A lot of you tell me I always hate book to movie adaptations. I don't like any of them, which is not true, obviously. The thing is, a lot of them are shittily done because Hollywood's like, I can make a lot of money off this. There's built-in fan base. Ha, suckers! YA adaptations belittle their audience. We want better quality shit. And they think we're happy with shitty shit. You're belittling us and you're belittling the story when you try to smush it into a teeny bopper format. Please share your thoughts on the movie. What was your favorite thing about it and what was your least favorite thing about it? If you want to be constantly updated on all book to movie adaptation news, you should be following pagetopremiere.com because they're fantastic. Go hit them up on Twitter. I'm Christine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye! That I got on my chest right now, I took a good 45 minutes trying to draw this stupid speaking in tongues ruin, and it still looks like a 5-year-old did it.